saying that it's the Denver Nuggets are going to win the championship and it's nobody can really stop them.
Mm-hmm.
And I did catch the game where they beat the Lakers, and I'm like, man, they just beat the Lakers every time LeBron got something momentous going on in his life.
They're the defending NBA champs. They have the best player in the league. They have the best 1-2 punch, and it's almost unstoppable. In the process of that being unstoppable, they have those other pieces around them that when that's clicking, they're clicking. So they're the defending champs. They have an immense amount of confidence coming into the playoffs. There's no reason to think, if you Denver, that the road to the NBA Finals doesn't go through us, number one, and number two, we can't win it again. And I'm going on record, Random, right here, March 6th, 2024. If the Denver Nuggets win the NBA championship this year, they win it again next year too.
Oh,
I'm saying it right now. Once again,
really?
March 6th, 2024. I'm going on record. If the Denver Nuggets win the NBA championship this year, they win it again next year too.
So who's Denver's worst matchup? Is it the Suns? Is it the Suns?
One more time.
Who's Denver's worst matchup? Is it the Suns?
No, it's Minnesota, actually, because that front line with Minnesota, that they give Joker as many problems as he can possibly handle. And they don't have that rotation that they used to have with Bruce Brown giving them the minutes that he was giving them, with Uncle Jeff giving them the minutes that he was giving them. I think that's their biggest issue with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that fourth-year shooting guard in Anthony Edwards, he's going to give them trouble. Cat can give them trouble. I'm not saying he's going to, but Cat can give them trouble. And that 5-game series that they had last year, contrary to popular belief, it was a dogfight. Game 5, I think they beat them in overtime.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think we talked about it about 2 weeks right before the NBA Finals, and you was like, we need to think about that series a lot more.
Yes, because I'm looking at that matchup, and what Minnesota is this year. They are who I thought they were going to be last year, but Cat missed 54 games, so we didn't really get a chance to see it. But we're talking about a group. We're talking about a group that is still young, still under contract. Random, when I tell you that if they win it this year, they're going to have so much confidence going into next year that there's no reason why they think that and on top of that, I think Joker's going to win the league MVP. So they're clearly going to be standing on top of the mountain.
But I'm not understanding how that. I'm just not understanding where that take comes from though. What's the reasoning? Just because of confidence?
Well, confidence is everything. And when you're talking about getting to this level, confidence is everything. Matchups. So if they again have to deal with Minnesota, even if they have to deal with Minnesota, I think they can deal with Minnesota. But after they get past Minnesota, everybody else in the Western Conference, I feel like they can handle them. And dealing with Boston, I don't think that they're going to beat Boston. But if they do, it's going to be because that two-man game is clicking. And not only is that two-man game clicking, the rest of those guys are clicking. And that Boston team, if they were to beat them, the logic is going to be that's the best version that we've seen from them. And if they can't beat us now, what can anybody do to beat us? And I think that they're going to come into the next season with a ridiculous amount of confidence. I said not when the Celtics, not when the Denver Nuggets win it, if they win it. I don't think they're going to win it. I think Boston is going to win it. But I feel like if they do, I feel like their confidence is going to be through the roof because I feel like this is the best version. I feel like this is the best version of the Boston Celtics. And this is the best version you're going to see of them. And for us to handle them and to also handle our nemesis in the Western Conference, which was the Minnesota Timberwolves, who had been healthy the whole season, for us to handle them and then get by Boston, I feel like coming into the next season, their confidence is going to be through the roof.
That parade's going to be crazy in Denver. It's like Joker bringing in he's flying in one of his horses, and he's going crazy.
But again, I don't think they're going to win it. I don't. I don't think that they're going to win it. But I'm on record saying this today. If they do, they win it again next year. So Big Ox, I seen what the three-peat looked like. I seen when the team wins it 2 years in a row, the kind of confidence that they have. The kind of confidence that they have going into that next season. And to know that, we've handled everybody. There's no reason why we can't do this again. Right? There's no reason why we can't do this again. And they do it. No reason.
I don't know if Jamal Murray is good enough to three-peat.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he can't do it. Or I'm not saying that he's not good enough, but
right.
Big Ox, as you know, I studied history. I'm a firm believer. If I did something once, odds are I can do it again. I can do it again, especially if my confidence is up. It's the player choice, right? That them boys don't get it started. The player choice.
joint way,